And it definitely reminded me of kind of two of my favorite films, which are Final Destination and also The Butterfly Effect a little bit. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about camera Obscura.
If you knew someone was going to die, would you try and save them?
I believe that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review. So this movie came out in 2017, and it mainly focuses on a couple, Jack and Claire. And Jack is a ex-war photographer who is currently still dealing with kind of the PTSD and just trying to deal with what he saw over there and what he had to take pictures of while over there. And Claire is a real estate agent who she's been supportive, but she's kind of a little at the end of her rope as far as her kind of patience with waiting for Jack to get himself together, which really is horrible kind of on her part. And you know, he's going to therapy, he's trying to work through all these things, but he basically completely cut off photography. He no longer does that, and Claire really wants to try to kind of get him back into it. She tries to get him a job working for the real estate, I guess, agency that she works for, taking photos of homes that are for sale. And so while her and a friend or co-worker, I believe, they're at an auction, not really sure why, but there is a super old camera that's there, and so she bids on it and she gives it to him as an early anniversary gift. And at first he's kind of upset because, you know, he's kind of given up photography completely, and so but he ends up kind of trying to embrace it and kind of make Claire happy. Decides to take this job as a real estate photographer, I guess, and goes out and starts taking pictures of different locations. And when he gets the film developed, for whatever reason, it all comes back in black and white, and he is flipping through the photos and notices that some of the photos have dead bodies in them. And then as the movie progresses, he then sees on the news that people have died in these locations. So he's now figured out that this camera, not necessarily, it doesn't predict death, it actually causes it. So he starts trying to save people, and he saves this woman from a house fire, but then while watching the news, he finds out that her mother was still in the home, which he, of course, was not aware of at the time of the fire. He was just trying to save this one woman who was in a picture, and so then when he's looking at the picture again, she is replaced with the image of an older woman, supposed to be her mother. So then he kind of puts it together that to save whoever is in the photo, someone else has to die. And, you know, all these people up to a point are strangers until he realizes that Claire is in a photo. And so then he spends the entire rest of the movie basically killing off people in an attempt to save her. And of course there's, you know, the scene where he does some research on the camera. He finds out who previously owned it, and the previous owner of it is believed to be a, like, currently on the run serial killer, because that's basically kind of what he becomes, and what you become when you have this camera. In attempt to save one of your loved ones, you have to kill off other people. I mean, technically you don't have to, but that is what he does. It's very interesting. I really liked it. I think visually it's very beautiful. Because he's dealing with PTSD, there's parts where he has blackouts, and that is something that he had previously dealt with. So him and Claire kind of think that that just has to do with the PTSD and not with... He doesn't necessarily at first realize it has anything to do with the camera, which of course he eventually kind of does. And he has these very vivid dreams of things happening, and again with the blackouts stuff, he'll see stuff happening that's not actually happening, and it's all very visually well done. There's definitely some visually beautiful scenes, and then some, of course, just very fucked up moments. And it's all really, really cool. And I honestly really like this film. I think that the two main actors were great. Kind of the rest of the cast was okay. But I definitely think the actors that played Jack and Claire were really good. So of course they're the main focus, so that's always a good thing. And it definitely, it's very funny because, of course, going into this, my instant thought was of that episode of Goosebumps, which basically has this kind of same storyline. I mainly remember that episode because it has a very young Ryan Gosling in it, in the first part, because there's actually two parts to that episode. And that's how I mainly remember that episode. But they do make reference to that in the movie. There's a part where he's kind of, trying to tell his buddy about it, who of course doesn't believe him. And he says, "It sounds like you're in a weird episode of Goosebumps." Because that's kind of basically what it was. And I, wonder if they got the idea for the movie based off of that episode. If maybe they remembered or saw that, or even the book, I guess, and were just like, oh, that would be a great movie. And it really was. And it definitely reminded me of kind of two of my favorite films, which are Final Destination, with the whole predicting death, especially Final Destination 3, because of photos, and that comes into play in both of those films, and also the butterfly effect a little bit, mostly just with the whole him doing everything to try and save his, and so maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because it reminded me of those three different things. But either way, I did still really enjoy it. So if you have seen this film, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you did enjoy this review, please do give it a big old thumbs up and make sure that you hit that subscribe button for more horror related content. And before I go, of course, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. It means the absolute world to me. And I will see you guys later with another video.